I think it's time to start our next session. We are so honored to have Dr. Mei Wang as our keynote speaker. Dr. Mei Wang is the Chief Technology Officer for IoT Security at Palo Alto Networks, where she leads innovation in AI-driven cybersecurity solutions. She is the co-founder of Zenblocks, the industry's first AI-powered IoT security company, which was acquired by Palo Alto Networks in 2019. Before founding Zenblocks, Dr. Wang served as the principal architect in the Cisco CTO office. Dr. Wang holds a PhD in electronic engineering from Stanford University and has received numerous accolades, including being recognized as the 2023 AI Entrepreneur of the Year by VentureBeat. Now, let's welcome Dr. Wang.
Thank you for the introduction, Louis. So today I'll talk about AI and cybersecurity and using IoT security as an example. And before I go there, I'll first give a very brief introduction about Palo Alto Networks, in case anybody who hasn't heard of Palo Alto Networks. So Palo Alto Networks is one of the largest cybersecurity company. It's actually the first standalone cybersecurity company that reached $100 billion market value. And we have over 80,000 customers around the world in more than 150 countries, and we're based in Silicon Valley. So today I'll talk about first AI for cybersecurity and then cybersecurity for AI. Let's first take a look at AI for cybersecurity. Actually, in the whole cybersecurity industry, we've been leveraging AI, even though ChatGPT just came out more than 2 years ago, but we've been leveraging AI to do better cybersecurity for more than a decade. We've been trying to leverage AI to make our cybersecurity work a lot more efficient and effective, and also trying to make it more automatic without human intervention. And as you all know well, there have been lots of hacking incidents, especially the ones related to IoT, and can be very damaging and traumatizing. For example, there has been large water plant has been attacked, power grill, and food processing facilities, etc. And lots of these attacks, we cannot even afford for the attack to happen once. So we really need AI to prevent all these attacks from happening. But actually, when we look at AI for cybersecurity, as you all know well, that AI has been leveraged mainly in image processing and natural language processing from early days. So when we took all these models or methodologies that worked really well for image processing and natural language processing into cybersecurity, we actually found lots of new challenges. And we found some very unique challenges when we apply AI to cybersecurity. These are just 3 examples listed out here. The first one is accuracy. In cybersecurity, we actually have extreme high requirements for accuracy. You know, when you ask an AI system to help you make verdict, and it's very critical to get it right in cybersecurity. At Palo Alto Networks, every day we process more than 7.6 petabytes of data. And just imagine, even you got 0.001% of that wrong, it can be disaster. For the traffic that's benign, we block it. But for the malicious attack, we couldn't attack it. We couldn't detect it. Then it all can be disaster. Then the second one is training data. In cybersecurity, whenever an organization being hacked, nobody wanted to talk about it, needless to mention sharing their data with anybody. So how to get the right training data in order to use AI for better detection in cybersecurity is a big challenge. The third one is ground truth. When you ask an AI system to tell you if this image is a dog or a cat, after training it with thousands of millions of images, we know as human beings if this image is a dog or a cat. But in cybersecurity, even though in industry we have collected a huge amount of malware, a very large database, but nobody in the world can claim, okay, I know all the world's malware, because every day, every second, there are gazillions of new malware being generated. So whether this traffic is benign or malicious, sometimes we don't even know the ground truth. And there are also areas where no matter where you apply AI, you face some challenges. And these are commonly faced challenges, but more severe in cybersecurity. The first one is, how do you explain the result? Very often, AI just gives you a verdict, but we actually got lots of requests from our customers. You need to tell me why I got this alert, what went wrong. And that's a challenge. The second one is talent shortage. We are very short of data scientists, AI talent. We're also very short, in big shortage of security researchers. But in order to apply AI for cybersecurity, you actually need these two groups of experts work together. And how do you find somebody who knows both AI and cybersecurity is a very big challenge. At Palo Alto Networks, we figure out a solution to make it work. We actually put these two groups of people together and have them collaborate. Even though at the beginning they speak complete different languages, they have totally different agendas and goals, but at the end of the day, we actually saw very fruitful results by combining these two groups of expertise together. And the third one is actually AI security, machine learning security itself. After the ubiquitous deployment of AI, we actually see more cybersecurity challenges. I'm going to spend the second part of the talk focused on that. Here's an example how we've been leveraging AI for IoT security. And we actually have a 3-tier patented model that we can use AI to automatically not only detect what brand you are, this particular device is, what kind of device it is. For example, if it is X-ray machine or it is a bedset sensor. And the second one is we can tell you automatically what kind of vendor and model this device is. And the third, getting more specific, if this is a device deployed at a specific campus, and then it can carry out specific characteristics. And by automatically identifying these IoT devices, we actually can tell you automatically what this device is. Just give you an example. Lots of X-ray machines are operated by Windows system, and lots of laptops are also operated by Windows system. And it's very important to know that if this Windows system is controlling an X-ray machine or controlling a laptop, because if it is controlling an X-ray machine, then this device is not supposed to go to shopping sites, dating sites, and watch movies, and etc. While you can allow very different security policies if it is a laptop. So after being able to identify all these devices allow us to know what their normal behavior is supposed to be so that we can detect if there's any abnormal behaviors. And we can make policy recommendations automatically. And also because it is automatic, it is connected, integrated with our firewall, so we can take actions if needed. Here's just a very abstract cartoon description, hugely simplified, how we've been using AI for IoT security. We actually feed huge amount of data that we collected from the network traffic, and then do feature engineering and leverage both supervised and unsupervised machine learning, and use deep learning neural network and generate the results we want. This is kind of an analogy about why machine learning can help us so much on IoT devices. At the bottom is the Modbus message protocol, which is a very commonly used protocol in manufacturing floor. And before AI, we actually have to dive into these protocols, figure out how many fields this protocol carries, what each field does, and what's the normal value for each field, which can be very time-consuming and require lots of labor work. But if you look at the top, it's an analogy. Now with AI, we just send all the data into the AI machine learning, and then machine learning system can automatically categorize based on the fruit's shape, color, and all these different features, can put all apples together, all oranges together, and all bananas separately. We actually, when we are leveraging AI for IoT security, we actually went through 4 phases. The very first one is very common in cybersecurity, is we build up signature. So if an incident happened, we take all the traces of these incident, all the characteristics, and we actually went through some human effort to build up the special characteristics of this malicious behavior, and then we build signature. And that takes quite some time. And then the second phase, we deployed machine learning. We don't have to go through the signature process, and machine learning can automatically learn and build up the special characteristic, what are the things to look for in order to detect abnormal behaviors. And then the third phase is deep learning. So for the machine learning part, we still have to tell AI system that among all the, say, 1,000 features we're collecting, what are the top 10 features most important for this specific thing we're looking for. While after we move to deep learning, it's actually getting even simpler, because we don't even have to tell machine learning system, AI system, what are the top features. We just dump all the data in, and the AI system is smart enough to, through self-learning, can automatically figure out what are the most weighted top features that we should pay attention to. And then the fourth phase we're getting into is ever since the Gen AI came out more than 2 years ago, as everybody in the whole world has been working on, we've been also working on large language models, and which move us to the fourth phase, which is the Gen AI phase compared to all the traditional AI we've been working with. And we actually did lots of exploration and experiments. We found there are lots of benefits from large language model, for example, increased efficiency and reduce cost, and all these amazing things that Gen AI can help us achieve. But at the same time, we also found lots of new challenges. For example, Gen AI can hallucinate, it has bias, it is not deterministic, it is statistical based. And also another big challenge is security. I'll talk more about it. And also another lessons we learned, at the beginning, we also spent lots of time focused on models, and there are gazillions of large companies and startups are also working on models. So every week or every other week, you hear, oh, there's a new model coming out and claimed to be smarter than ChatGPT, etc. But after a while, we actually realized not just models are very important, but there are lots of other factors if we really want to deploy AI, Gen AI in cybersecurity. For example, data. We actually, even though we collect a huge amount of data, but how do you process all this data, and how do you integrate this huge amount of data? We collect data from different products, from different resources, in different format. How do you make sure you are feeding AI models the relevant data, the correct data, and the clean data? And there's a huge amount of work we have to do in that area. And then the second part is the infrastructure. As we are addressing this huge amount of data and different platforms, how can we have an efficient infrastructure, the platform, the right APIs to make the whole process go smoothly. And whenever we have faster, more efficient model, we can easily plug the model in. And the fourth area is use cases. When Gen AI just came out, I think everybody was thinking, oh, this is such an amazing tool that can solve all the problems in the world. Then we can all go to sit on the beach and enjoy our lives. But turns out after lots of experiments, we realize for some tasks, the Gen AI tools are very, very helpful. But for some other tasks, it might not be that efficient at the current stage yet. So we need to figure out what are the right and appropriate use cases that we should adopt Gen AI. And then we were trying to, after passing the research stage, when we try to make product out of it to serve our customers, then how do you provide the right training data, how to measure the performance, and how to reduce the cost or evaluate the cost, how to make it easy for a customer to use, or just a whole bunch of additional challenges we're facing. And the last one is actually the most significant one, is the AI security. Again, I'm going to spend the second part of this talk discuss about this challenge. So actually, Gen AI has been very, very helpful to us. Among all the 6 directions, parameters we were talking about, we see that Gen AI can actually help us tremendously in 4 of these 6 areas: the training data, the ground truth, explainability, and talent scarcity. But it remains these two areas, the accuracy and AI security, are still remaining huge challenge. Let's first, I'm not going to spend lots of time on the accuracy part today. I'll just do a very quick explanation of the accuracy. So in order to address the accuracy issue, we actually, at Palo Alto Networks, we came up with this concept called precision AI. It's basically combining the deep expertise, the right amount of data, and the platform approach in order to achieve extremely high accuracy for cybersecurity. And it doesn't matter whether we're using machine learning, deep learning, or Gen AI tools. Whatever it takes, we definitely put accuracy and precision as our highest priority. So now let's take a closer look at the cybersecurity for AI, or how we can secure AI. We actually see AI is transforming the security landscape, the threat landscape, and we summarize them in 3 S. The first one is speed. We actually see not only we are using AI to protect everybody in the world, but we also see lots of hackers are using AI as well. And actually in black market, you can easily spend $100, $200, buy some of these AI-driven tools. And for a layman, anybody who doesn't even have the expertise in cybersecurity IT can easily just press a button and start attack, generate malware. And the second one is actually, there has been an experiment to show the phishing emails, the effectiveness of phishing email. And after Gen AI came out, the study shows they're trying to use, say, ChatGPT to generate phishing email and then send out for test. Any guess about the hit rate? After using Gen AI to generate the phishing email, the hit rate go up, go down, and stay the same? Any guess? I'm sorry?
It should be high. It should go high.
Yeah, it goes high. Any guess on how high it went? So this actually, this study was done more than a year ago, so I don't know the latest number, but when Gen AI first came out and this experiment was done, and we saw more than 25% hit rate. And this is done among lots of like cybersecurity experts and researchers, etc. So these people are supposed to be really good at detecting phishing email and not fall for it. But the reason this has been, the hit rate has gone high is because once you use Gen AI, it got rid of lots of like grammar errors and spelling errors, etc. All those signs that people used to use to detect phishing emails. And the last one is scope. I'm sure everybody has heard about lots of deepfake incidents coming out, and people have lost tens of millions of dollars because of deepfake. Deepfake basically means using AI to mimic your voice, mimic your images, and to make a fake one that look like exact like you and to fool people. So this slide actually shows because of attackers also have been using AI, so we're actually seeing whether it's from the ransomware building time or the data stealing time or exploration vulnerability time, all dropping from weeks to days, hours to minutes. So that's really pushing us for our detection and protection. We need to speed up as well. And also lots of studies have been showing that more and more companies, more and more enterprises are using Gen AI applications and tools. And also we see more than 50% of employees in companies are using unsupported, not approved AI applications. So how do we secure all these AI usages, not just the employees, but also the data, the models, etc. And we actually do see there's a huge market coming up. And we, for example, as I mentioned, the phishing email, for that last 12 months, we've seen tenfold of increase in phishing email because of AI, it makes the hackers a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier for attackers to generate phishing emails and to spam everybody. So we see lots of new challenges and also opportunities. So we actually identify 3 big areas moving forward. One is that all the employees in almost every single organization are trying to use AI, whether that's writing a report or help them write code, etc. Just AI just makes employees' job a lot easier. So how do we protect employees' access to all different AI applications? Then the second market is, as more and more enterprises are deploying AI models, and how do we secure all these deployment of AI models? And you cannot really expect every company, whether that's healthcare or education, etc., they have their main job. They might not be the AI experts, but they are all leveraging AI, all using AI. So it's actually our task how to protect them so that they can focus on their main job. And the third one is applications. Whether you are using third-party, fourth-party, sixth-party applications, and more these applications are using AI. And then how do you make sure the usage of these applications are secure? So this is a very similar thing we just talked about. So in order to secure the whole AI system, then we need to discover and identify AI applications, and we need to secure not just we need to secure the whole ecosystem, supply chain. When we talk about supply chain security, it used to be many years ago, we're only talking about hardware. So make sure there are 100 parts in this product, and we need to make sure all these 100 parts came from secure places and all the parts are very secure. And then we move on to software supply chain security, SBOM, software bill of materials. And no matter what kind of software you're using in your product, whether that's open source or third-party software, we need to be able to know and understand what went into the product. And now we're talking about AI supply chain security. Not only we need to secure the models, but we also need to know where your training data are from, what actually went into the model. So it actually makes supply chain security even more challenging. And we need to secure the whole infrastructure, including the database you're calling to get the data, etc. And the last one is runtime protection. You need to protect everything, applications, models, and data, etc. So we actually in order to address these challenges, we actually came out 3 new products. AI Access is for AI employee access, and AI security posture management is for the whole infrastructure. And AI runtime is basically an AI firewall to protect your application data and model. And actually, we have always trying to stay ahead of the curve. And actually, back in 2020, before Gen AI came out, before all this hot topic about Gen AI and how to secure AI systems, we actually already started working with industry and participated and drove this industry initiative started by MITA, and how to have all the companies and researchers and government policymakers come together and work together to better secure AI systems. And we contributed a couple of use cases, and we tried to map the AI security incidents or impacts back to the MITA attack framework that all the cybersecurity researchers are and analysts are very familiar with. So we talk about both AI and cybersecurity. They are intertwined, and AI can help cybersecurity. At the same time, AI can be a double-edged sword and can bring us additional cybersecurity challenges. And we think the best way to address all these new AI challenges is to use AI to fight AI. And the 2 main things we are proposing is, one is platformization, because right now each customer we're working with on average have 20 to 30 security products. And we got lots of requests from customers. They want to have one platform. They want to have single pane glass so that they don't have to deal with all this data from all different places. So we're trying to consolidate all the data, all the platform, all the tools onto one platform, which is even more important for AI, because as we know, AI is based on data, and we need all this data from different sources to fuel AI models. And then the second important thing is the precision AI. And again, whether we use machine learning or deep learning or generative AI, we're trying our best to make AI more accurate and more precise. So we do see that AI brings cybersecurity lots of benefits, make it scalable, automatic, faster, and help us detect zero-day. And we have been using AI in these 3 areas: for better detection, easier to use cybersecurity tools, and to reduce cost. And moving forward, these continue to be our 3 main goals, how we are going to leverage AI. That's it for my talk. And my contact information is very simple, just my first name, May, at Palo Alto Networks, and welcome any questions.
Any questions from the audience?
I can talk loud enough.
Yeah.
So you talked about.
IT team is recording the call session, so.
Right, thanks. So you talked about securing AI or cybersecurity for AI by fighting AI with AI. How do you fight the AI that is fighting the AI? It's like a circular conundrum, right?
Yeah, just give you an example. Before that, before we use AI, actually we provide solutions are relatively static. For example, the signature-based solutions. And we have to wait for things to happen once and then collect all the characteristics and then put out signature. And then every time if there's something changes, and then we have to go through the whole process again. While for AI is, because right now the lots of applications are leveraging AI, so AI is actually picking up lots of things by itself. And then we just cannot afford or cannot wait for the static. It's not going to catch up with the dynamic changes. So we have to have even smarter AI system to be able to learn as we go. The system can learn, pick up the new trends, pick up new characteristics by itself, and in order to detect and protect. Give an example, and recently we've been working a lot on prompt attacks. Or let's go back a little bit. Originally, say, on firewall, we had a hardware system. And then maybe every year you update your hardware system, you ship new box to customer and get the old box out. And then later we move on to cloud and software-based. And for that, we can actually upgrade our system a lot more frequently, can do that remotely. We can have, every month we can have an update. And when we go to the getting into the AI era, actually every time, for example, you're using ChatGPT, every time you're interacting with the system, every time you're using it, actually the system is picking up, is learning, and is changing. So things are moving a lot faster and a lot dynamically. Coming back to the prompt attacks, we are actually looking at, so on one side, lots of people are leveraging AI, but on the other side, lots of people trying to exploit AI. And they can send all kinds of prompts to trick the models to do things they're not supposed to do. For example, if you ask a model to tell you how to build a bomb, most models would say, no, I cannot tell you, this is not good. But there are so many tricks you can trick the model to tell you. You can tell a story and then you can say, ignore all the previous things, or you can ask the model, pretend to be somebody. There's so many different ways, and we call these prompt attacks. And for these prompt attacks, it's very hard to, set a static, I can predict what kind of prompt attacks are coming up. We have to have an intelligent AI system in place, in the field, so they can look at all these attacks. They're smart enough to figure out what's your intent, and then be able to block it, detect it dynamically. So because the current environment is getting more dynamic, is getting more intelligent, in order to detect that, in order to figure it out, we need something at least as intelligent or even more intelligent as it is, yeah. Hi, Jean.
I'm not hiding behind the door. I actually was interested in that. Thank you for a wonderful talk. But there was a part where you mentioned the efficacy of the phishing bot-generated, chat GPT-generated phishing emails. And I find it to be fascinating, right? That you cited somebody's work, right? I imagine, was it from Singapore or something? That they did where they did this experiment?
We actually did it ourselves.
Oh, you did it yourself?
Yes.
Because I know that there's some work
yes.
from Singapore, what they did. But the issue I have is the following, and I'd like to hear your opinion. So the population at large is kind of new to this phenomenon, right? So in some ways it's a wake-up call, but in some ways it's a little bit unfair to yet judge the efficacy of the AI-generated phishing versus human-generated phishing, because we as a society are not used to this phenomenon. So I mean, imagine like 5 to 10 years from now, when phishing is essentially taken over by AI-generated content, that would be a more sort of fair way to evaluate its efficacy, when we are more aware of the fact that AI can be used for that purpose. Don't you think?
Well, I think the ubiquitous usage of AI brings this new challenge, which is before when we are talking about cybersecurity, we're mainly talking about, okay, how do we help IT team? How do we help security team to better protect enterprise, for example? But because now everybody, every organization is using AI, so we need to protect lots of everyday users. And these users, you cannot expect they're IT or security experts. And true, I do think this is the phishing email, the efficacy of phishing email is just the beginning. It's going to get more and more sophisticated. And because AI becomes so cheap and easy access, and we already start seeing that, is not only it has the phishing email, no grammar error, no spelling error, but also it gets more and more specific. For example, the other day, actually, my partner who started the company together with me just checked with me, hey, May, I got this text message saying, oh, May need this from you, blah, blah, blah. And he said, did you send this? I was like, no, I didn't send that at all. It's amazing that they know the relationship between two of us. We are colleagues and just make it very tailored and specific. And that's because the cost of doing that kind of research, getting that data is very, very low. And also you can use AI, you can use all these automatic tools to do these for you. So there's data also shows the cost of the phishing email, the cost of attack dramatically reduced because of AI. So I think moving forward, phishing email is going to get more and more sophisticated, and but I hope this 25% number does not go up because we hope we can provide even more sophisticated tools to help you, even though human being might not be able to identify, detect it immediately. But we hope we can provide you with the tools, with the right mechanism, help you detect, okay, this is a phishing email, so that you don't fall for it.
I'm Barry Levi. I was going to expand on what you just said, because that's what we're seeing in the field, not just in research, but actually out there. The ability of people to use AI, attackers to use AI to target attacks at scale, where they couldn't do that before. It used to be that maybe the president of a company would get targeted with these hyper-personalized attacks that appeared like they knew him. But now, it can be done at scale for anybody without targeting, just as it gets a corpus of information from the internet and collects it and analyzes it. It can look like they targeted anybody, and it's very scary because it really is hard to tell from a real message.
Yeah, nobody is spared now, yeah.
Hi, so I have done research on cybersecurity on phishing. So when I have done the research, I have faced an issue where usage of AI to help me find the good URLs, like for example www.google.com and having all the organization websites. So AI faced a difficulty finding the good URLs, but it didn't face the difficulty to generate bad URLs, as you said. Like
Good users?
good URLs.
Oh, URLs, okay,
So it said like, I don't have access to provide you this information. But whereas it helped me generate the bad URLs. So there was a certain restriction for the prompt for the good URLs. Why didn't they did the same thing for the generation of bad URLs, like malicious URLs? So I was very fascinated on that topic, the way you explained about LLM usage. So why don't we restrict the prompts on generative AI? Like usage of collective words, keywords, like create, URLs, phishing. So if the prompt finds these keywords in the same segment, it can be restricted, right?
I think that's what we're all trying to do as a whole industry, and also at Palo Alto Networks, trying to detect and prevent it. But sometimes things can be very, very tricky. We actually list out, we're going to publish a report next month. We actually list out about 90 different techniques that you can trick these models, do things they're not supposed to do. Yeah, and of course, checking the URL is definitely one of many ways that we can detect and protect whether this is a benign or malicious URL. But there are gazillions of other ways. As the system is getting intelligent, it also gets more challenging to protect. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
My question is about security through obscurity. I mean, would anonymous, probably anonymity, contribute a little bit towards the better security for AI? I mean, if you start using the AI tools anonymously, without even logging or probably using the guest rules, could they offer better security for its users?
That can be one way. So that's why identification is a very, very hot area now. It's like it's like you come to this hotel. If you check at the gate who's coming in and you only allow good people to come in, and then it's a lot easier. But then after you come into the hotel, if you don't check at the gate, if you come into the hotel and then you can do all kinds of things, then it's more challenging to identify at any single minute every single person what they're doing. So it is true. We actually explore lots of areas. Eventually we found lots of things we need to check at the identity part. But that itself, first of all, I don't think it can solve all the problems. And also because AI is used in all different areas, and it's just hard to have one place to check and to guarantee security. Yeah, and also another thing about AI is maybe, I'm sure you guys all heard a lot about agentic AI, which is a very popular thing, which basically means all these AI agents, they can do lots of things automatically. They can do lots of steps by themselves. So, for example, if there are two agents, two AI parts, they can, negotiate a deal and they work together. Maybe you start with a good point, then they just talk and work without human involvement and then get to a totally different place. Then how do you make sure in this process and eventually they're all secure?
Sure. Just a continuation question. How about homomorphic encryptions, fully homomorphic encryptions have been contributing something towards de-identifying?
Yeah, there has been lots of research in that area. It's definitely helpful. And again, it's not, I don't think there's any one technology or solution can completely solve all the problems. Yeah.
Just one last. How do you quantify AI for cybersecurity? Is it doing more good or bad?
That's actually a very good question. It's just like when we were working on IoT security, and Jean was mentioning about the mirror attack, etc. We started this IoT security startup, which 10 years ago, and we were the first one provided the industry first AI-based cybersecurity for IoT security. Then when mirror and NotPetya attack came out, and we just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and we were the first solution and got some customers. But mirror attack and NotPetya, all these attacks became so bad that they took over lots of organizations and took over lots of devices. We actually heard lots of people are saying, oh, maybe we should not use these IoT devices because they're well connected, they're so vulnerable, no matter how well you protect them, because they're connected, so there's always risk, always vulnerabilities. And our opinion is, it's true, there's, as far as you're connected, there's vulnerability, but we still think the benefits outweigh the risk so much And we should not be like, okay, let's air gap everything. Let's just disconnect everything. Let's go back to our paper and pencil days. It's just like smartphone. You know, there are lots of issues with smartphone. Kids got addicted, and you know, we lost the in-person social contact, etc. But imagine, can you go back to the days without smartphone? I don't think so. I feel the same way for AI for cybersecurity. True, it brings tremendous amount of new challenges as cybersecurity experts and professionals we need to work on. But at the same time, it brings so much benefit, so much. It certainly helps us to do cybersecurity better. Just give you another example for IoT security. We used to use machine learning and deep learning. And every time we train new model, because we collect, we see huge amount of data, and so we need to retrain the model. And because the data size was so big that it used to take us more than 6 days to train a model, so that we can only update our model every other week or once a month at most. But after Gen AI, and we leverage a whole bunch of our own proprietary technologies based on Gen AI, now we can reduce the training time from 6 days to 1 hour, so that on a daily basis, we can retrain our model and leverage all the new threats we're seeing, new vulnerabilities we're seeing, and can immediately benefit all our customer, more than 80,000 customers around the world. So coming back to your question, I personally still do see that AI brings tremendous amount of benefits. That's a train you cannot stop. So now the only question is, how do we make sure AI's usage is secure? And nowadays, we're not only talking about security, attacks, malware, data leakage, but we're talking about security. We're also talking about safety. We're also talking about non-toxic content. What are the right things to do? And also, we're talking about misinformation. How can we, and all of these are very much needed to ensure the safe usage of AI. So now I think the question is not whether we should use AI, we should adopt AI, we should move forward with AI or not. Now the question is, how can we work together to make sure AI is helping us, human beings, instead of hurting us, instead of harming us?